The mother, jealous that her daughter was more beautiful than she was, did the unthinkable. She buried her alive in a vat of flour while she slept. Luckily, the father discovered what had happened just in time and rushed the suffocating girl to the hospital, managing to save her life. When they returned home, the husband lashed out at his wife, telling her she didn't deserve to be a mother. But instead of feeling remorse, the woman's hatred for her youngest daughter only grew stronger. Taking out her jealousy through violence became a daily routine. Jessica was only 8 years old, an age that should have been filled with innocence and joy. But she was living in constant torment at the hands of her twisted mother. She watched in confusion as her mom laughed and smiled with her older sisters, never understanding why she was the only one singled out for cruelty. She tried to approach her mom, hoping to win some affection, but was harshly shoved away. The only comfort came from her gentle and caring father, who tried his best to console her. But in the mother's warped mind, that scene was proof that Jessica was using her looks to steal her husband's love. Seething with rage, the mother grabbed a pair of scissors and hacked Jessica's hair into a mess. Even when the scissors accidentally cut Jessica's forehead, she showed no sign of regret. She was determined to strip this little witch of anything that made her shine. Terrified, Jessica crawled under the bed to hide, but her mother kept coming, dragging her out and slapping her hard across the face. It was the first time Jessica broke down and cried, begging for mercy, and the first time she ever fought back. She pushed her mother aside and ran outside. Her resistance clearly enraged her mother, who then picked up a baseball bat and wildly struck her daughter. Annika was rushed to the hospital, covered in wounds and barely clinging to life. Even the doctors couldn't believe that this cruelty came from her own mother. The doctors advised that if there was no way to stop the wife's abuse, it would be best to send the daughter away. Otherwise, even if she miraculously survived each attack, the trauma would leave an unerasable scar in her childhood. Although the father couldn't bear to part with his daughter, he had no choice but to painfully let her go, sending her to live with her aunt in another town so she could grow up safely. 20 years later, Jessica became a police officer. Fortunately, having been free from her mother's abuse for all those years, Jessica was healthy both physically and mentally. One day, Jessica returned to her hometown for the first time in over 20 years. The memories of the abuse she suffered sent a chill down her spine, and the terrifying shadows of her childhood resurfaced in her mind. She was forced to come back because the police department suddenly received a case. A young girl had been raped and murdered in Jessica's old neighborhood.